absolutely devastating.
Oh!
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to GWR Gono'S Wrestling Room, Monday, June 30th, 2025. This is all joined by Tony Gonzalez, Warren Misery, sound a little big, and Marcus Farley. How's it going, guys?
I'm not coughing a lung up, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, Chris dies over there. We'll go ahead and get started. Marcus, we'll go ahead and get started with the Marcus Fine Independent Wrestling Report this past weekend.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I know you don't have anything at all.
Nothing happened this weekend. It's just
We didn't do a damn thing all weekend. All right, well, anyhow, all funny. Consider anyway. Here we go. Chris coughed. It's time to get to it. So, okay, do have a few prayer requests. I ain't gonna go into details on these, but we did have 2 injuries over the weekend. Both Cousin Cooter and the Waterboy did get injured in their matches over the weekend, and I'll leave it at that. They were both doing well, so prayers to them. It was everybody knew what to do when it happened, and it all worked out. So prayers to those 2. Okay, then we had some birthdays. Let's see. Today's birthday, our good buddy referee Luigi's birthday is today. Dalton Brock's birthday's on Tuesday. Kung Fu Kirk's birthday's on Tuesday. Sam Knight's birthday's on Tuesday. Then we skip a few days and we have Randy Clemmy on Thursday. Kate Parrish on Saturday. Twisted Hoss, which is part of SWS, on Saturday. And Paul Rickard, which is a wrestling buddy of mine from down in Kentucky, is on Sunday. So happy birthday to all of them. And if we missed you, happy birthday.
Oh, wait a minute. We got is that within? No, that's next week.
Okay, next week. Yeah. Now, if it were in my list, because mine's next week too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make sure we're not going to get away with. You're going to get yours when it comes time. So.
And so's the missus, right?
Yeah. Well, not as much because I know better than to I love Kelly. So yeah.
All right, here we go. I do have a few results. I will do the, I wouldn't say the odd show, but the show that wasn't part of my weekend. I'll do it first. Thanks to Steve Butler. He was at FEW yesterday at Summer Spectacular. He said it's probably the best show he's seen in a long time. Had a decent crowd. I think they said about 50. That for everything that was going on, that's not bad at all. Bird pinned Mike Noble. Andre Stray and Tyler Dynamite defeated the Empire in an I Quit match. They are your new FEW Tag Team Champions. Crystal Moon pinned Book Hemingway. Logan Myers pinned Ricky Guns. He retains the FEW Mid-Continental title. Jacob Rose pinned Tommy Gunn. He retained the FEW Heavyweight title. Elijah Arrows defeated Logan Blackheart and Brandon Day in a triple threat. Jackson Morgan pinned Mikey Jenkins of the Empire. And the main event, Eric Surge pinned Ashton Adonis. He retained the OVW US title. And then I'm going to do the odd show. Not only did I do Comic-Con, and I didn't think I was going to have time to go to the Outlaw Arena, but they made sure everybody went to the Outlaw Arena because they closed the room up at 5 so we could all go over to the Dub. So we all went over to the Dub and seen WCWO's Heats Rising at the Outlaw Arena. Zach Nova defeated Kenneth James in a street fight to retain the Gunslinger title. Waterboy defeated Cousin Cooter. And get this, Warren, Pharaoh King made an appearance this weekend in a triple threat match. WCWO Territorial Champion Phoenix defeated Will Asher in a non-title match. Zay Gates with Billy Palmer defeated half the tag team champions of Timmy Jackson. Then the other half, Andre Stray defeated Kurt Busiek. TJ Powers defeated Jackson Morgan in the Monsters Ball match. And that was the match that debuted the Hall of Fame Kane 6.25. match. And Mark Magnus defeated Brody Buckets, Mike Noble, and Elijah Arrows with Carter Kaufman in a fatal four-way. He is now the number one contender for the territorial title. Main event, Jordan James defeated Logan Myers to become the four-time WCWO Outlaw Champion. That was my match of the night for there. Okay, then I think that covers that. All right, I'm not going to hit on everything at PopCon, but we did have a very busy 3 days at PopCon. I do want to do shout-outs to first Joey Owens and T.S. Wiley for a very successful PopCon this weekend. And I also want to do shout-outs to literally everybody that is a consistent member, worker, every week coming to the Dub to do what they need to do, whether it be sound, rookies, wrestlers, you brought it. Every one of you need committed that you had a damn good weekend. A lot of them wrestled many, many, many times, and it was fantastic. We did have a few guests. Let me see where that list went. Of course, Pharaoh King was there Friday night for both Con and the Dub. Congo Kong, Nerd, and Kripke. Kripke was there over the weekend too. So. Very well done, everybody. The only other thing I have is I do have my matches for those shows. Night one, Andre Stray versus Maliko. Andre Stray standing drop kicked Maliko in the face. Standing drop kicked Maliko in the face. I cannot wait till the video comes out that I am not lying when I say that. And those guys were throwing each other around like they were Waterboy and Mike Noble, literally hoisting each other around, throwing each other. I mean, it was fantastic. It's in my list. It could be one of the matches of the year. Night two, I had one, but then after I was talked to severely by the other one, and then I got to thinking about it, it says, yeah, I'll put that in there too. So I have two for night two. Jordan James then brought his title Saturday night and defeated Christian Cash and Mark Magnus in a triple threat match. He did them both at the same time. Come Sunday morning when we got out that was my match of the night, Zay Gates come up and says, well, I thought my match with Mike Noble should have been. You're right, it was. So and I'm not just saying it because Zay Gates can be hell about it. Some things happened in there. My attitude changed a little bit for a while, but so we'll go into that afterwards. But after we're off the air. But anyhow, Zay Gates versus Mike Noble was a good match on Saturday as well. And then on Sunday, what do I have on Sunday? Oh, Zay Gates and Christian Cash versus KJ, Kenneth James, and Mike Noble was my match of the night for Sunday. So a very awesome weekend. A long freaking walk. I think Kelly and I had to put in at least 3 miles because they put us literally from the door to as far as you could go down that hallway. She dropped me off. I walked and walked and walked. Finally got there. When it was time to go, we then walked part of the way, made a left over to Maryland, which was even further. Come Sunday afternoon, we were ready to grab hold. I got up this morning. I said, you need to get ready, Joey. Well, whose house is that?
Probably the only one that's outside.
Is that your house, Tony?
Uh,
To the backyard?
I'm outside.
Oh, well, we have trains here, but I thought maybe Brody Watkins was in town.
Yeah, Brody's right behind him.
He's on the other side of the tracks, remember? But anyhow, yeah, everybody did a fantastic job. Fantastic job. I did see Glenn. Glenn's in. He come over and stopped by on Sunday after whatever he was doing when we got done. Yeah, everybody did very well. Very good teamwork. Getting us back and forth to the Dub, making sure stuff was carried and hauled us, and it was a good weekend. I thank everybody. We had a fantastic time. So, of course, Kelly has her match of the night on there, Chris, which should be no surprise on what it is. I don't remember it being that way, but okay. Yeah, Nerd and Congo Kong took on Jackson Morgan, and I think it was Will Ash. And Nerd pissed off Kong right off the bat. I thought, okay, now I get to take all three of them. But anyhow, well, then it ended up, they played that storyline very well because they were in 3 of the 4 matches on Saturday, and they literally built a storyline to where Congo and Nerd was in a match. And it was very good. So if you got questions, I guess ask me because I think that's it.
I have a question for sure. If you can explain, what was the biggest difference between PopCon and Comic Con since you've done both?
Well, one, we were further away from the door, and I don't think PopCon was near as busy. Either it's because we were at the other end of the hallway and everything was down by where we were before. I just don't think it was as busy.
It wasn't.
I
wasn't there, but I follow on Facebook. I've seen people post a lot of pictures for being on the floor, taking selfies, and yeah. And I mean, I'm not trying to disparage PopCon. I'm not trying to disparage anything about it, but the last couple of years has not been large crowd draws compared to Indiana Comic Con. I'm not trying to say anything bad about it, but yeah.
Yeah, last year I know Comic Con was bigger than PopCon last year. We did both last year.
Clint says that's what he's seeing too, since he's actually out in the crowds. There was a men's room literally right across the hallway from me. Kelly's was a little bit angled. Every time I went in there, there was nobody in there. Now you're talking a basic convention center. There is nobody in that room, in that bathroom, anytime I was in there. That's how far away we were or how little busy it was. So,
and I mean, and to be fair to PopCon, they are a single individual, where Indiana Comic Con goes to others. They're larger, so they are a bigger one. But PopCon does try their best. I'm actually wearing a shirt from a couple years ago, but yeah, they do. I mean, it's like Glenn said, night and day with those crowds. And
well, I think as Wiley told me, Comic Con is more corporate, whereas PopCon is more I don't know, independent. Yeah, it's not.
They don't focus so much on all the TV stars and the movie stars as much as they focus some on YouTube people and random TikTok personalities and things like that. To where, yeah, I mean, hello, that's some guy that does videos about ranch. I mean, yeah,
videos about ranch.
Yeah, it does stuff with ranch dressing. I don't know. People are like, this guy is so funny. I'm like, but
is
yeah,
he?
they're two very different cons. So yeah,
it's almost like pop culture.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what mine sounds like. Yeah,
and a lot of people were dressed up. That's what was weird. You've seen some really good costumes, but I would say maybe only 20 to 30% of them were actually wearing costumes. The rest of them were just people off the street.
Did you have a costume that you not necessarily your favorite, but one that you noticed?
I can't say that on the air. Well,
there
is a reason I know. Okay, I'll go ahead and say it on the air.
Yeah.
I don't know. They supposedly had a code of ethics for the costumes, and I'd have to say that guy must have took the weekend off, because there was one girl that walked into the room barely wearing anything, and she fell out and grabbed the hold and pulled it back up. And this other girl come in Sunday, and she literally was just in her bra and underwear. That's it. And it's like, okay, why? And I look at Wes, and he's down there trying to stay at the screen, and I'm over there laughing and he goes, I see it. It's like, okay. It's like, why? Why are you guys dressed? What are you supposed to be? It's like, but yeah, we had the Power Rangers sitting in the front row at one of them shows. The whole
They-
row
they
was
posted-
Power Rangers.
They posted a pic of them all posing in front of the WCWO
Oh,
ring.
but the kids are dressed as Power Rangers too. They're like the whole family. They were Power
That's
Rangers. Our good boy, Water Boy, you know who I'm talking about. Him and his posse was there all weekend, keeping the crowd going. And seen some Ninja Turtles. We've seen Batman and Catgirl was there. Joker and Riddler showed up. Some of those stuff I didn't have any idea. A lot of anime ladies was very well done.
I know Kelly was out selling merch, so she may even see more people. I want to ask Kelly if she hears me, if she had a favorite.
Okay, she's in the other room, but she's listening. She's still her legs are still twitching.
But yeah, it's definitely two different.
And it was fake because one of the Power Rangers got up and left, and I you know how I play my commentary. Oh, and I do want to thank Wes and Joey I did commentate 9 out of the 10 shows, and I had a blast. One of the Black Power Ranger got up and says, "Oh, something happened," and Wes looked at me and go, "Well, the Black Power Ranger just left. He has to go take care of business." And then the Big Power Ranger got up and says, "He must need help because there she goes." And then she came back. I says, "Oh, she must have figured it out for him because she's back." But yeah, it was a good time. Long weekend, but it was a good time.
I mean, it's just there's always so much going on in Indianapolis that it's so hard for everyone to get. You had Comic-Con a couple months ago. Now a lot of people spent a lot of money going playoffs and the finals and that, and then you got this, and then right around the corner is Gen Con, which is a huge board gaming thing, where people come from all over the place. So it's hard to keep a consistent with everything you have. So
Well, you had Indianapolis 500. You had just so much going on in Indy all the time.
And imagine what's going to happen if they get an NHL team like I'm hearing.
Hey, that'd be okay with me. I heard they're interested, and then they also said a major league soccer team. I'd rather see
hockey.
But I'm just wondering.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ravi's brother.
I'm just wondering if how some of the other hockey teams close to us. You've got Columbus, you've got Chicago, you got I think Detroit. You got a lot of teams. Yeah, they may not like that idea.
Yeah, well, there's a guy dressed as a raven, the big raven head, walking around. It was cool. Kevin Mitchell and Mrs. Carrie Mitchell, they were doing a Hannah House because they're part of the Hannah House. They had their own booth across the hallway, literally right around the corner. And she come over in full era garb for that house, and she had her face all painted like she'd been burnt. Beautiful, whoever put that together. So yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
it was a bitch. I'm glad Kelly dropped me off because like I said, we had to be picked up at Maryland because the road out in front of Capitol now is literally down the one lane with the big ass cement barricades because they're working on all that building shit across the street.
The hotel.
The big hotel.
So she could pull up and get up on the sidewalk, and I could get out at 8:00 in the morning. She got there because it was probably a good hour. Because I went down and opened the building or the room up. Time she got there, she had to come in off Maryland because that was where they have a pull off, and that's where we had to go the last 2 nights.
That little zip in that you go in.
Yeah. But then the security guards I don't know. They need to get a big group of them and train them because Saturday they were giving them hell for dropping people off in that pull off. Says you can't drop people off here. It says, but that's what it's for. To keep them out of the street to drop people off where you want them to drop them off at. And then Cooter tried to unload his stuff there, and they said, no, you got to go back to the loading dock. So Cooter gets in his car, drives to the loading dock, says, I can't let you in here without a badge. So they went back, and the guy says, I told you. He says, and I'm telling you, we're going out right here because he won't let us see it. So
that's crazy.
But yeah, it was. It was just like nobody knew what they were doing a lot of the time with those security guards.
WCWO made a huge announcement also this weekend that they will be back at the convention center, I believe, on July 18th, 19th, and 20th for the, I believe it's the Black Expo.
Yes, that was actually taken care of either Saturday, sometime over the 3 days. They came and watched, is what I heard, and got a hold of Joey and set that up over the weekend. So,
Yeah, I think they made the official announcement. I want to say Saturday evening after they got done. The official announcement made by Gabby Abby and Reggie.
and Abby.
Yep, they made the official announcement on Saturday, probably around 5, 6, 7 o'clock, something like that. So that's awesome.
Then it was made on Saturday then because it was very little. The turnaround on that was quick.
Yeah, because it was Saturday evening when you called me and told me about it.
Yeah,
And,
so that's
and I did got to commentate with Reggie 2 matches. After he found out I was commentating, he goes, "Oh, I want to commentate with Marcus." So we were the only 2 probably commentating photographers out there because we're both commentating and taking pictures at the same time. I don't know anybody else and anywhere else that's probably ever
Who'd you
taken.
say? You and
Reggie.
Brian?
Huh?
You said-
Brian.
You said photographers, so I figured it was you and Brian.
No, it wasn't Brian. It was Reggie.
but that's what we need next time. Brian, Reggie, and Marcus, they all 3 can take pictures.
Of each other, like the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
Sound
we had
like-
a fantastic weekend.
Well, I do know Marcus and Kelly had a good time, but I also know that they were wore the hell out. They were tired.
Yeah, we was.
You didn't
We-
even
we
go
were-
out on the floor. You didn't even go out.
Hey, it's a long
Experience the
weekend.
floor of the Comic-Con. Jeez.
It's definitely a long weekend.
We were very happy with how well we got around. I mean, we were slower than most, but like I said, we always had somebody with us to carry our stuff and just be there in case something happened. And we're both sore as hell, but I think for the amount of walking we actually did, we did very well. So, but it was all level on one floor type carpet. A lot of the times you go through cobblestones, and you go through gravel, then you go through cement, then you go uphill. Even a small incline can kill me.
I was gonna say it makes a big difference if it's level, and being carpet makes a big difference as well.
Yeah.
That's all new within the last year. That's all new carpet in there. They're all new.
I know Chris said he thinks the Black Expo is a pretty big thing. I've never been to the Black Expo in India. I've been to one in Muncie before, but yeah, it should be an awesome experience.
Next Monday is our top 5s. The weekend did set me up really well.
Yeah.
I don't want to run nothing, but
Well, I think me and Chris only seen one show. So Marcus, I already told you if you want to do a top 10, we only seen one show this past month.
well, I'll do my top 5. I have them right here in front of me, and then I'll do some shout outs.
Okay.
Maybe I'll loosen my rules up a little bit and add a couple based on what I've heard.
Okay.
I also want to give it to Joey and his new set of trainees. These kids are very respectful. One kid's name's River, Caleb, and CJ. These kids, they got the heart. So it'll be interesting to see where these kids go. They already got the respectful. They're already right there helping, pitching in. You yell any of their names, they're like right there. Yes, what can I do for you? And that's anybody. That, and as Mike Noble said, he was telling one of them something. You're telling the rookies, he says, "Hey, I'm not a rookie now." And he's right, he's not. But if Mike Noble needed something help, they're right there to help. I mean, it was good to see. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, WCWO, I mean, kicking ass. They got a lot of stuff coming up. They've got a big
can we
show
cover
coming
that
up.
real quick before
Yeah,
Nerd
next
comes on?
big show Saturday, right?
Well, we got a big show on Thursday first.
Yeah,
too, yeah.
that's right. Yeah, Beach Grove.
Beach Grove fireworks show. Festival starts at 5. WCWO will be on at 7. The fireworks starts at 10:15. Everything is free, and the main event will be Dex Royal versus Maliko, which was set up over the weekend. And whoever wins that will be the new inaugural Beach Grove title holder. So, and then there will be no dub show on Friday because of 4th of July. But then on Saturday, WCWO will have the cage set up out back and do their normal show on Saturday. So
Now, what time do you say the fireworks start?
It says 10:15 is what I see.
You are wrong, sir. The fireworks start the second that first bell rings for WCWO.
Okay.
The fireworks start,
Like he
baby.
thought he was Zay Gates. He thought he was Zay Gates. Now all you gotta do is do the. Oh, there you go.
I gotta get up. He gets it up here, sort of. I'm just.
Your voice is way too deep to be Zay Gates.
I can make it slower. You know I can do that.
I got way too much height, way too much height, and
Gabby Abbey did thank me 3 or 4 times for saying one fall.
And Warren, there's a couple other differences, but I won't bring that up. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
he can jump way higher, way farther. He's a way better wrestler than I am. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was referring to, nothing else.
Exactly what he was talking about.
Sure it was.
Yes, exactly. What
Way
else would it
better
be?
Way better looking than me too. So.
I
Oh,
can go over
Lord.
some stuff with you guys after we go off the air about some things. I have a list. So I talked to Tony yesterday. So
Yeah, I know a lot of it already. Well, guys, hey, Chris, has Doolittle got on yet?
Nope.
no,
Not yet?
dang it!
Not yet.
Did you send it to his?
No,
shoe man?
he's seen it. He'll be on. I told him about 10 after 7.
He's
Okay, well,
still, he is ready to come on. So or he
We
was-
got a few minutes. We got a few minutes to kill. I really didn't plan anything. I told Marcus I would, but I didn't. I got lazy. Warren, what do you want to talk about?
Why
Shit,
is
you
Ross-
turning into Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Why did Raw start at 6 o'clock tonight?
Oh, because they're doing a double taping. They're taping SmackDown and Raw, so they can be off the rest of the week. They won't have to be back ready to wrestle to Monday.
You see this comment Glenn wrote about the shampoo aisle? Malika was wrestling Zach Nova, and he slapped the shit out of Zach Nova and says, "Your hair is too dry." Because I said, yeah, just that. And we had I didn't say I was going to tell this story, but
Go for it.
Pogo Bear got pinned. I won't tell you who. If you look at the pictures, you probably figure it out. But somehow that match got all out of whack, and the kid body slammed Pogo's Bear, elbow dropped it and pinned it. And I'm thinking, okay, this is what you get at Popcorn, I guess. So,
Was Pogo still over as usual at PopCon?
yes. Now I think he's nursing an injury too. Still, he didn't do it. He was wrestling, but not near to his capacity. But he was there for entertainment value. Yes, they love Pogo there. Conventions like that because he fits in really well.
Yeah, he does. And that should tell you a lot about those conventions. Warren, I'll tell you a topic that I got for you, and you've said this before. Jade Cargill. She is not ready.
Pig, but it's still a pig.
She's not ready.
Yeah, like I said, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. You can give her every accolade in the world, but it doesn't mean she's going to be worthy of being a champion and be able to hold it.
Yeah, I don't understand why she's not getting better.
Huh.
I think it's a lot of it more mental than anything. I think she tries to think about stuff too much, and it causes a lot of mistakes. And she's just not ready. I mean, I think they're going to put the belt on her, but
And I mean, you can go all the way back and blame Tony Khan at AEW for that, for not moving her through everything. They rocket shipped her to the moon there, and then just threw her in with low end.
They built Goldberger.
She never went against other girls to help make her better, and to be to have like the Thunder Rosas in the ring with her, and then afterwards go, okay, here's what we need to work on. You know, they didn't have this, so she. So yeah, I think the look is undeniably there and will always be there.
yeah,
But she's not going to be able to go with some of those ladies.
yeah. Her outfit, she did the Storm
Yeah.
from X-Men. It was outstanding. There's people all over the internet saying that she should be Storm in the next X-Men movie.
Well, I'm waiting for the cease and desist to come from marvel on that one because Disney sent a cease and desist to Rey Mysterio back in the day for his
Yep.
costume to go way too much.
Yeah, true. They did. I remember that now.
But yeah. And then once again, I mean, whoopity doo, Cody Rhodes. Okay, all right, he's
Yeah, I figured he was going to win.
yeah. I think a lot of people are starting to really wind down on him, which that sort of is the wrestling community. After a while, you get force fed so many, and especially coming up for the length that they had with Roman Reigns. A lot of them are now like, well, no, give us someone else. We want to see this all the time.
Yeah, I can see that to a certain degree. I mean, I think he's still selling a lot of merch and
Oh yeah,
still doing well in that manner. But I get what you're saying. I mean, it's been 4 years now.
yeah.
He's been
Roughly.
pretty much top of the card for 4 years. So we'll see.
I'm ready. I am ready for a title to be put on Karrion Kross. I'm ready. I want to see this. I've always been a fan of his. I've always liked Karrion Kross. I'm ready for them to just let him go. Let him do his thing.
I wish they would. I'm a big fan of his too.
Here's a question for you from Anthony on YouTube. Will Fatu join Roman?
I think so eventually.
Wonder if they'll. Have be something to do. Maybe go in with Jay and Jimmy, or do something with Jimmy and something. Yeah,
I think so.
They've got to be real careful with a lot like with this. This bloodline thing is starting to reach Bullet Club NWO levels where now another guy. Oh,
Well, I noticed that they're not calling. They're not saying the bloodline or anything towards Solo's new group. At least not so far. But I tell you, I thought it was interesting, and some people were upset that Fatu lost. That didn't bother me. He'll be a champion again, so I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about that. But the fans are so fickle anymore. I mean, look, everybody wanted Jey. People didn't want Jey Uso. Then they wanted Jey Uso. Then they turned on Jey Uso. In some cases, you can't win for losing.
And it's like I've always said, that the story's in the chase. The story of the face chasing the heel is always way better than the face having the title and the heel constantly trying to get it. It's more better to let's Solo have the belt, and now he's got these guys. Let's put them all in front of Fatu, and he has to try to go through to get to Solo, and Loa's back, and not that Loa's much anyways, but
I tell you what, he's back, and the views went crazy on YouTube for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it really shocked me. And then, of course, got the new guy, which, of course, they changed his name to Tomilo, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that is his name. He's an impressive-looking guy, definitely. They made him look pretty good. Now, we'll see how it does, in the ring and stuff. But it was a decent show Saturday. I thought Rhodes and them delivered as far as match-wise goes. Punk and them, that was super overbooked, but it was fun. Again, my favorite match was Raquel and
Rhea.
And Rhea. Yeah, I thought that's the best Raku. What the hell? Raquel's looked for a long time. She looked really good.
Not to interrupt you, but our special guest is in
Let's
here
do
if you're
it.
ready.
Yeah, I'm in.
How dare we keep him waiting?
Yes.
I gotta get my paperwork.
Oh, now he's gone.
Oh, he disappeared.
He didn't even want to be part of it. He's like, you know what? Never mind. If these guys are going to make me wait, I'm out. Sorry, nerd. The fifth. We're sorry. Please come back. We want you back, man. We need you back here. Come on, buddy.
All right, he's back.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're lucky I'm back.
How's it going, man?
I'm doing a lot better than you, that's for sure.
Why is Tony? Okay, I was like, why is Tony's face?
I don't know what he's doing here.
I had to move. I couldn't see the screen at all because of the sun, and now I still can't see. So I tried to move, but well, I'll tell you how this works, Mr. Nerd.
Don't call me that. First of all, we're going to start off like this. You do not refer to me as that. You understand me?
Okay, let me remember here. I got to wrote down your name, Nelson Edward Robert Doolittle the Fifth.
That's correct. That's a lot better.
That's our special guest today, and it's going to be a real treat for everybody out there.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. It will definitely be a treat for you. You're welcome.
And I know Kelly's happy, so
Kelly's always
happy.
She's the ray of sunshine in everybody's life.
Marcus, do you agree with that?
That's pretty accurate. I mean, she is a bright sunshine to a lot of people. Yes.
What about you? What about you?
Depends on what day of the week it is.
She is the entire sun, and I love every warmth she gives.
Okay.
I'll tell you a story. Mike Lee was giving me hell, and somebody told me, look, to Kelly says, "You want to put up with that?" I said, "Nerd's in the building. He'll take care of it here in a minute." It's like, I don't have to go from Mike Lee.
If anyone gives Kelly a problem, they will personally have a problem with me. That's a fact. I can promise you.
Okay. Well, we're going to give you a lot of questions here. We're going to let Marcus go first, Warren second, I will go third, and Chris will go last. Marcus, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Well, of course, my first standard question: when did you first fall in love with the sport of pro wrestling?
Well, I guess it would be when I was a little boy. I used to spend a lot of time with my grandpa. We'd like go to the game, like the hockey game or something like that. Forgive me. We go in the hockey game or something like that, and we get done, and afterwards we'd go rent a movie from like the movie store or whatever, and we usually get like a family movie for like me and my grandma and my grandpa. We'd all watch it together. Then afterwards, like maybe me and my grandpa would get like a horror movie or something like that. Sorry. And then after we were done watching everything, when it's like middle of the night type deal, then my grandpa would put on WWE or WWF at the time, whatever it was. And I'll never forget, just because we would like go from like watching like scary movies to wrestling. Kane has been by far the biggest impact in my wrestling story life you can imagine as far as inspirations goes. Kane was the first one I ever saw that I really thought like, wow, oh my God, like who in the world would... Sorry, I have a horrible thing going on. I just thought to myself, I'm like, who in their right mind would ever get in the ring with a literal monster? So I go from watching Michael Myers to seeing Kane, and that was a pretty fun thing to witness, especially when I watched him like literally rip off a Hell Cell door. As a little boy, I'm watching that, and I'm going like, wow, this is some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen in my life.
You're muted, Tony, but it's my turn. So if I could give you a time machine and a front and center ticket to any wrestling event in history, where would you like to go?
I want to see that, what I just talked about. I want to see that Hell in a Cell. I want to literally see Kane rip off the cell door. And I literally want to see him take on The Undertaker. And I literally want to see the look in The Undertaker's eyes. The same guy who's literally been a monster to everybody else finally looks in front of him and sees his brother. And I don't know. To me, that was just one of the greatest moments of all time. It was fun. It was great. I was hooked. It was scary. It had everything you could possibly want.
Bad Blood was the pay-per-view. I don't remember which one it was.
Yep.
It was 98 or something like that. I can't remember. Or maybe before that. I can't remember. I'm horrible with them.
How did you come up with the inspiration for your persona and your character?
That's me. That's literally who I am. What are you talking about? There is no persona. There is no anything. I am Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle the Fifth. Don't you understand that?
Okay. All right, Chris?
Well, what's the thing that drew you to the wrestling business? Like, what do you love most about the wrestling business?
Well, I love honest to God more than anything, and as much as these people, get under my skin and they irritate me more than anything, What I love most about life is and what I think is missing a lot in society is escapism and just fun and entertainment. So I've always wanted to, put on a show for people. I've always wanted to, entertain people. I've always wanted to, make people laugh, make people cry, make people, scream and shout, whatever kind of emotion I can, get out of them. I like to, get under people's skin. I like to just hold up a mirror to people and let them know that they're not as perfect as what they think they are. And if they have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Okay, Marcus.
Kelly.
Okay. I can't see.
It?
Oh,
Not
Kelly
like we
wants
got to
to
ask
know
this question, but okay.
who your favorite super fan is, Marcus or Kelly?
Who's my favorite super fan?
Yep.
You already know it's Marcus.
No, I did not the one that asked it.
Yeah, Kelly asked.
The bottom line is Kelly is, listen, if you have a problem with Kelly, you have a problem with me. What don't you understand about that? Do you want me to slap you silly? Will that get your brain going where it needs to be, or what we need to do here?
Okay, Marcus.
All right, well, this will be an interesting question. Tell us a little history behind the Nelson Dolittles 1 through 4.
Well, quite frankly, I don't really want to talk about that. That's okay.
Well, that's fine. I told you if there's anything you didn't want to say, we wouldn't go down that road. So
let's just say I love my family a lot. I'm doing everything I can in my power to make them proud. So I'm going to continue on my journey, and if it kills me, so help me God, I'll do it. I will make my family proud. I will bring grace and fame to my family's name. That's the bottom line.
Marcus, you got a follow up you want to use, or?
okay, I guess. Tell us I know who trained you, but tell everybody else who trained you, and is there anybody in that class you trained with still actively working?
Marcus, why on earth would you make me mention this man?
Because it's a later question.
This monster. He's not even a man. The man is literally a freak of nature that shouldn't even be allowed in the ring. He's quite frankly, but that's okay. That's okay. Just like how I fell in love with Kane as a little boy, I can fall in love with the idea that, you know what? Who's going to take on the big bad wolf? Right here. I will. I'll take on the big bad wolf. You think I'm scared of the monsters of this world anymore? No. I grew up. I'm not a little boy anymore. I'm a man, a real man that's willing to step in the ring with no matter who, and that means including monsters, okay? You understand me? Doesn't matter who you are, I'm not scared of you, okay? And I'm going to show the rest of the world there's nothing to be scared of, okay? Quite frankly, half the battle is just showing up, and most of these people are just cowards. So that's what it is. That's what it boils down to. They're cowards. And so off that caveat, I'm not a coward. So let's just say I was trained. I happened to be trained by none other than the monster Congo Kong. Okay, there it is. All right. Yes, I was trained by him. Okay. Yes, he did teach me, all the wrestling tools I have to this day. And yes, I have been able to use those same tools against him, better than him. Okay. I'm a lot better than Congo Kong. Okay. Yes, he's been all across the world. Yes, he's this big giant freak of a nature of a person. Yes, he scares most people that he comes in contact with. Yes, he should be locked away far from society to protect people. But that's not going to stop me from learning what I need to do to protect all you people. So I'm doing you people a favor. So I learned what I need to learn so I can protect you people. I'm the hero you idiots don't deserve. You understand me? You're welcome. Where's my thank you? I didn't hear a thank you from any of you.
Thank you. Warren?
You're welcome.
All right. Rank these 3 wrestling families: the Harts, the Von Erichs, and the Dudleys.
The Harts.
Von Erichs and the Dudleys.
Yeah, the Harts are number 1. I don't know. I like that Iron Claw movie. That was really good, but I grew up liking the Dudleys more. So not on anything other than just because of my era, I'm going to say the Dudleys are number 2. And then the Von Erichs are right there with them, too. No disrespect at all.
Your favorite wrestling match that you've been involved with?
I'm gonna have to say two. One was my debut for JCW. I just thought that was just like a real, awesome moment for me personally. I was just able to, kind of fulfill like a childhood dream. I mean, that was one of the promotions that, I even knew back when I was like a kid, watching like YouTube and all the other stuff like that. So to get on the JCW was a dream come true for me. And I felt like it was a real, for lack of better words, it was like one of those moments where you're like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I got this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it made me feel like legit, for lack of better words. So that was a great moment for me. But probably my favorite match moment of all time. And Marcus, you were there front row and center, weren't you, my friend? The very favorite moment I ever had is when I pinned Congo Kong 1, 2, 3. Fair and square, clean as can be, no tricks or whistles. I showed the world there's nothing to be scared of. I'm the biggest, baddest monster in this world. And if you're going to have a problem, it might as well be with me. So stay out of my way, and hopefully I'll do you a favor. And that's what I'm saying. You're welcome. That's all I'm going to say.
Have you wrestled in any other states besides Indiana?
Yeah, I've wrestled all over the Midwest. Furthest out I've been so far, like Denver. I wrestled out in Arkansas. Just trying to think, like, I'm all over, like Kentucky, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana mostly, Ohio, all throughout the Midwest. Like I said, Milwaukee. We've been to West Virginia, all over. I'm trying to think, all over the central, eastern, Midwest. Try to get out more west, but that's the next goal here.
Is there a big difference, like when you go from state to state? Is there a big difference in like maybe the style or the crowds or?
Yeah, big time. Matter of fact, whenever I go like down south, like to Kentucky, it feels like a little bit more of a old school kind of vibe. You know what I mean? If you want to call it that. It's one of those deals where like, the fans are like, some of these fans are literally crazy. And I got to literally point it out to them. Like, hey, you do realize how nuts and insane you are, right? Like, you do realize how pathetic you are, right? So all those people, I got to point it out to them how pathetic they are and how much, I want to see them suffer. So a lot of those people I like to, pick on. And then you get to, some of these other areas and it's they may want a little bit more of a different style, like a little bit more of a fast pace, or, they may want a little bit more of a slowed down. Quite frankly, I don't really care what they want. They're gonna watch whatever I give them. That's the bottom line. Okay? You don't dictate what I do. I dictate what you do. And so help me, if you got a problem with that, I'll slap you silly. What else do you want?
Well, I agree. I mean, Cooter agrees with you too. The fans in Kentucky, that is a whole different group of people.
Oh yeah, and I hate each and every one of them. I want them to know that. I hate them all.
We get to the venues a little early ourselves, but there's some of those guys that have been out there at noon. It's like, why are you been out here since noon?
Because they're dumb. Because they're stupid. Because they can't wait to see me beat the crap out of their hero. That's what it is. They're just dying to see. Actually, you know what it is? I'm their hero. They want to see me, their hero, triumph over these idiots that they got out here. No, they're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero. People are misled. They're misguided. They don't understand the truth. Only I know the truth. And it's my job to help you all understand reality.
I think
All right,
it's,
my question. All right, Marco, tell us about your past weekend. This past weekend, you and Congo had
what about it?
Tell us. You poked the bear, and then you had to fight the bear, and then you had one of the wickedest wedgies I think anybody has ever had. We think you probably had to go down to the hospital to have it pulled back out, but you did show up again. Tell us about that weekend. Even Kelly made a statement that, man, he really pulled that in deep. It's like,
first of all, I told you about mentioning that freak's name to me, and how many times have I talked about it? Congo Kong he's nothing more than a thorn in my side. Sooner or later, I will I will put him out of his misery for the good of the world once and for all. Don't worry. Mark my words. One day I will put him away permanently. One way or the other, it will happen. But quite frankly, I don't know who is in charge, who made these matches, who set this up. What kind of an idiot would tag me with Congo Kong? What moron in their right idea, in their right mind, that's not on some sort of hallucinogen, what person would think that that's a good idea to tag me with that freak? Huh? Whose idea was it? Tell me.
I assume Joey's.
Joey? I got news for you, Joey. It doesn't matter. Because quite frankly, I did Congo Kong a favor. In case you've forgotten, I won us that match. Forgot about that?
Yeah.
Actually, Kelly reminded us earlier that today that you were the one that won that match.
Correct. So before anyone wants to say any other smart comment to me, I'm going to let it be known that I was the one that did Congo Kong a favor, not him, not the other way around. So I should be getting a thank you. And what do I get in return? Oh, he thinks it's a great idea to sucker kick me in the gut. Then he wedgies me like it's an okay thing to do. You think I'm gonna tolerate that? I got news for you. It's never gonna happen again. Okay? You understand me, Marcus? Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
It's never gonna happen again. And so help me God. So help me God. If Congo Kong thinks he's first of all, what happened was a fluke. Okay? I should have just choked him out when I had the chance. I should have just bring it in. I should have just. But instead, that idiot takes my idea when I'm not looking and decides to catch me off guard. And we all know that. I don't really know what happened at the end there, but we all know it was obviously something devious, obviously something evil, because that's what monsters do. They're evil. So, have you forgotten about that?
Hospital and get those underwear removed, or did
Shut
you?
up. Shut up.
Marcus brought it
Shut
up, and thought maybe
You know, first of all, what kind of a monster would do that, huh? He's not a monster. He's a pervert, okay? That's all it is. He's a pervert. Congo Kong, I got news for you. If he ever does that to me again, I'm going to take that little whatever tarp thing he wears, I'm going to wrap it over his head, and I'm going to suffocate him with it, huh? How's that sound? Yeah, then we'll see. Then we'll see who's got the wedgie then. Yeah, then we'll see. Then we'll see what's so funny. How about that, huh?
Warren.
All right. It's hard to follow up these sometimes. I'll tell you what. Which do you prefer more? Because I've seen you do both, the singles or tag.
Well, who's my partner? Doesn't
Any
matter.
partner you want.
I like it when who.
What if your partner's Congo Kong? What if your partner's Congo Kong?
Oh, Chris, no. Chris, stop triggering him.
What happened over the weekend, Chris? Was it you listening?
You know, I'm not going to be dealing with these smart aleck questions. You understand me? So you know, good dang and well, that doesn't matter who I'm in the ring with. Whatever happens, I'm getting my hand raised. That's the bottom line, okay? And whenever that doesn't happen, obviously something horribly went wrong, okay? Some fluke happened. I was obviously partnered with something, or whatever it was, it wasn't my fault, okay? That's just it. So it doesn't matter if I'm singles, doesn't matter if I'm tagged, as long as I'm the winner. That's all that matters, okay? That's what's important.
Your favorite independent wrestler match that you've seen live?
That I've seen live personally?
Yes.
Well, I think I saw someone like holding a mirror in the crowd one time while I was performing, and that was pretty awesome.
Okay, that's an answer, Chris.
What do you want me to say? Like, you really think that there's anybody in the world better at wrestling than me, Nelson, Edwin, Robert, Doolittle, the Fifth? So when I see someone in the audience holding up a mirror, and I get the you all have any idea how blessed you people are? Okay? You get to watch me. I never get to watch me live, ever. So when I finally get the opportunity, I'm like, oh, hey, who's that good-looking guy? Oh, wait, that's me. Who else could it be? It's me. So yeah, I take a moment and I enjoy every second of that. Okay.
Have you got a chance to work any other or any names or any guys that's been on TV?
Trying to think. Last big name guy wrestled Bobo Brazil Jr. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but that guy's a so-called legend as well somehow. Quite frankly, his wife is also another person that's on my radar too. She thinks she can just smack me in the face. No, I don't deserve that. You women are gonna know you're gonna know your place with me. You understand me? You don't give me a smack, okay? I smack you. If you get out of line, I give you a smack, okay? If I get out of line, you tell me thank you and hope I don't smack you again, okay? That's all I gotta say. And quite frankly, Bobo Brazil Jr., this isn't over between us. You got me? You got lucky. That's all it was, okay? I'm going to get you. And just like Congo Kong, I will end you permanently. I'm going to do the world a favor. It's time you go.
Marcus,
Thorn in my side for too long. You understand me?
Marcus, what's Bobo's wife's name?
Deborah.
Deborah. All these comments came from Nerd. I had nothing to do. Marcus had nothing to do with this. Warren had nothing to do with this.
Deborah?
And Chris had nothing to do with this.
Deborah, you know that when I see you, it's on. You understand me? It doesn't matter whether we're AACW, IPW, doesn't matter where we're at. I will find you and I will get you. Bobo Brazil Jr. cannot protect you from my wrath. You understand me? You're going to find out what happens when you meddle in my business.
Okay, Marcus, your question.
Okay, I'm afraid. Anyhow. Okay, you have one Kelly in the audience. Tell us some crazy fan interactions that you've dealt with, because nobody except Kelly. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff from fans where you're concerned. Tell us some more crazy interactions you've had with fans.
Well, I've had people pull like guns on me and knives on me and stuff like that. That doesn't faze me whatsoever. Not whatsoever. I literally could care less. I'm like, dude, I walked up to these people and I'm like, that's literally the best you got, chump. I'm like, dude, you're literally a walking joke, bro. I'm like, look in the mirror, bro. There's nothing you can say to me that I can't just laugh off, because I know looking at you, you're a walking elephant. You're a literal joke to society. So every time these people try to say anything to me or do anything to me, I just laugh, because I know deep down that they know how big of a joke they really are. I mean, that's just the sad truth of it. You know what I mean? And when you look at me, you know the truth. You know how it is. You know I'm the best looking dude. I'm the most fit dude you've ever seen. I'm the coolest dude. I got the best dance moves. I'm the strongest wrestler of all time. I mean, that's without even a question. So, I mean, it's just the bottom line. What else do you want, bro? I am the man. I am the man. These people are nothing. It doesn't matter whether they're in wheelchairs and they threaten to run me over. It doesn't matter whether they pull up their shirt and they show their guns and that they're not playing a band. You think I'm scared of you, buddy? I'm not scared of you. Go ahead, pull your knife out. Kill me. That's what you're going to have to do, because you're too big of a coward. You're too big of a chump to actually do anything about it. So I'm going to pull the ripper out. I'm going to try to scare you. Guess what? I'm not scared, dude. Kill me. How about that? What are you going to do, huh? That's what I thought. You're a moron. That's what I'm saying. They're all cowards. That's all it is. They're all nothing but chumps. None of them want to square up with you, because they know I've knocked them out too, and then I embarrass them. So that's what I'm saying. You either get slapped silly, knocked out, choked out. Like, what do you want? I'll pick it for you. I'll do it for you if you want me
to. Marcus, I have a question for you. So, in your opinion, who is the man? Is it Robert Doolittle?
Yeah, let's go down that road, Tony.
Or is it Brody Bottoms?
No, he knows the answer. Marcus knows the answer, and you better tell him.
I guess it's this way.
Yeah, that's right. You understand?
I'm not putting the Warren either. Sorry, Warren, you're not in that.
I'm nowhere near that level. I'm fine.
I guess you just should be happy you're on the same level as Warren is, right? Or Nelson is right here.
Okay, Warren.
All right, you said that Kane was your favorite guy growing up. So do you prefer the choke slam or the tombstone?
Choke slam. I thought the choke slam was like the coolest thing in the world when I was growing up. I was like, this dude literally picks people up by the throat and just slams them. I thought that was like literally like the coolest thing in the world. I'm literally like, again, I would always go back to him like, who in their right mind would literally want to fight a real life monster? Yeah, it was one of those deals where I'm like, man, this guy is literally insane. So, and like I said, Kane was one of those guys that was so cool. Like, like I said, he's right there with Undertaker as far as like likability for how much I love them both. Like they're A. You know what I mean? There is no AB. There is no whatever. No, they're both the same. I love them together.
You could be any big name pro wrestler for a day. Who would it be?
If I could be any big name pro wrestler, like me personally, if I could be something, if I could switch with someone.
Yep.
Probably John Cena.
Okay.
I like all the stuff he does for Make-A-Wish, and I think it'd be fun to get back to all the kids that that really enjoy that stuff. So I'd like to get back to that. So I think that's cool of him.
Okay. Chris?
Do you enjoy being a face or a heel? More?
What is that?
Go ahead,
Chris?
What?
You asked me a question, Chris.
Yeah, what is it?
You
I don't know
like
what
be
that
the
is.
bad guy or the good guy? I'll rephrase it.
Am I a bad guy or a good guy? Buddy, I'm the best guy. What are you talking about? There is no, am I a bad guy or a good guy? Got news for you. I'm the best guy there is. If you don't think I'm better than anyone else, then what is wrong with you mentally? That's what I'm saying.
A lot.
Go to the doctor, ask him, say, sir, there's obviously something wrong with me, because for some odd reason, I'm not thinking that Nelson Edward Robert Doolittle V isn't the greatest athlete, greatest wrestler, greatest performer, greatest entertainer of all time. So obviously I need to be taking some crazy pills or something.
Okay, Marcus?
Why do I always have to follow Chris? Okay, 3-part question. I guess I need 3 answers.
3?
3 answers. Now I got to find the question. Your first opponent, your favorite opponent, and your toughest opponent.
My first opponent, what'd you say?
Your first opponent, your favorite opponent, and your toughest opponent.
My first opponent was against Congo Kong, Jorge Bravo, and Mark Vandy. They, like I said, from the moment, he's been a thorn in my side since day one. Okay? So, Congo Kong and Mark Vandy and Jorge Bravo, 3 giant idiots that I will avenge myself on eventually. Don't worry about that. Each one of them will go down one by one. Don't worry about that. I will have my vengeance. You said toughest match?
Toughest?
My toughest match, honest to God, was when I had my debut with JCW. Those girls, they kicked the shit out of me, dude. They're no joke. I was like, gang. I was like, you girls. I'm like, I ended up literally having to. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, no worries. You're in here with Nelson tonight. Don't worry. I put the beating to him. Don't worry. If you girls want equal rights, you can have equal fights, okay? I got news for you. I'm more than welcome to accommodate you for that, okay? Promise you that. And what'd you say else, Marcus? What was the last one?
Your favorite opponent.
I don't have a favorite. What do you mean a favorite opponent? What do you mean a favorite opponent? That's like saying like, hey, Spartans, who'd you like killing the most? I'm like, I don't know, whoever's in front of me. It's like, I got news for you. If you're in my way, I'm going through you. What don't you get about that? I don't have a favorite. Like, it's like, hey, what's your favorite, favorite time you stuffed it? No, I'm not doing that, all right? I got news for you. I don't have a favorite opponent. Any opponent that gets in the ring with me is going to be the last day they ever wish they were born. You understand me?
Hold on, you're muted again.
I'll tell you, but go ahead, Warren.
But wait 1 second. Marcus, how are you on questions?
I got a few more.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do another one, and we're gonna be on our last 2.
So do another one now, or we're going around it?
I'm gonna starting now. Our last 2, you go first.
Well, I probably know how this is going to be. Give us your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. And I know how you probably go to answer it, so let's hear it.
Stone Cold,
Oh, no, you didn't either.
I'm gonna say Stone Cold and The Rock are one, so that's one. I don't care what anyone says. That's like a twin-headed thing. Stone Cold, The Rock. Undertaker, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan.
That's not what I thought you would say. I thought you was going to say Nelson, Edwin, Robert, Doolittle.
Hey, you know, I can be a fan of other wrestlers too. You know, those guys aren't in my way anymore. Don't worry about that. So I can appreciate their work. You always appreciate the foundation of the men that laid it for you. All right.
A lot of people need to know that. A lot of people need to know that. Good answer.
Warren?
We've gone backwards in the time machine. Let's shoot ahead. What would Doolittle the Fifth tell Doolittle the Sixth as far as wrestling advice?
As far as wrestling advice, what I would tell my future offspring, don't take nothing from anybody. I got news for you. None of these people, these people are exactly what I say they are. They're cowards. They're chumps. They're losers. They're idiots. They think they know more than you. They think that they can dictate what you are. That they can tell you who you aren't going to be. I got news for you. Ain't nobody going to give you more strength and more wisdom and more faith than yourself. So if you're going to do anything, take pride in yourself, know what you're capable of, and be confident about it, because I got news for you. The world's going to try to tear you down, but it's up to you to make sure that you tear the world down and you climb to the mountaintop and let everybody know who the real king is.
Oh shit!
You're muted, Tony.
Okay, well, I don't, Chris has got me muted. Okay, funniest person you have been around in a wrestling locker room?
Funniest person I've been in the ring with, or in the locker room with?
Yes.
That's hard. I just faced him. I just faced him at not too long ago, and I don't mind him. Gosh, I can't. Forgive me. I cannot remember his name. I faced him at the FWF at Pierre's in Fort Wayne. Marcus?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
I can't remember right now. Forgive me. But I think he's I think that's Chet. I think he's one of the funniest dudes in the world. I think he is hilarious. I think he's a drunk. I think he comes to the ring like a drunk. I think he's a moron for drinking on the job. I think that the fans all like him and love him because they can relate to what kind of a slob, they all are. So I think that's, I think he's got a good thing going for him. But I think it's funny, watching a guy like that, make a fool of himself. I think it's hilarious. Yeah.
Okay, Chris?
Is there an opponent that you haven't got a chance to smack around yet that you want to smack around?
There's so many of them. I literally can't wait. I got news for you. If I got my hands on someone like Brock Lesnar, that would make my day, because then I can just show the whole world. I can prove to the whole world that I am the most dominant force in professional wrestling history, not him. Okay? It's merely a formality at this point. If it's me versus Brock Lesnar in the ring, the world will know the truth and he will be exposed. You understand me?
Okay, Marcus?
Going back to, is this the final one?
Final question.
Your funny story.
All right, I'll preference this story. All right, I told you I'd say it, so whatever. I'll say it. I don't know how PG this thing is here.
No,
so
you
on that.
You can say you basically say whatever you want.
We will.
I can say whatever I want.
Yeah,
Yep.
do it.
Okay. Well, just viewer discretion advised. Whatever. Throw that out there. And I'm going to talk just frankly too. So forgive me on don't cancel me for. You guys are so stupid. Just let me talk, okay? Forgive me. So anyway, I'm not going to say who it was, but it was one of my first shows ever in professional wrestling. I was attending while I was training, and let's just say it's a big name wrestler. We all know him. We're all scared of him. We've all seen him do and eat certain things. Just to throw that out there. Anyway, I saw him. I freaked out because, you know, I loved him. I love him still. And quite frankly, it was a worst moment of my life. So I see the individual and I ask him, I'm like, you know, I get in line. I'm like, hey, you know, can I take a picture with you, blah, blah. And he goes like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah. Has me hold this, like I'm like wearing like a nice shirt or whatever. So it's like kind of hard to like, you know, move my arms, you know, if that makes sense, like all the way fluidly. So I'm like, he has me hold this like clock thing, like this giant clock. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, cool. All right. And then like he's standing next to me and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and then I'm like, well, what do I do with this hand? So I'm like, all right, well, like, cause he had like a stick thing like in between us or whatever. So I can't just like, you know, it was an awkward situation. Okay. Just trust me. And so I'm holding this dang clock thing and I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just put my arm around like what I thought was like his waist. Well, it wasn't his waist. It turned out it was actually like, okay, I may or may not have grabbed like a giant chunk of ass on accident. And like, I'm talking like my thumb is like all the way in there. I'm like, oh my fuck, like what am I doing? And so like, to make it like unawkward, if you want to call it that way, I like move it up like off. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, oh my God, I better do like something, you know what I mean? So I like move my hand up like or whatever. I'm like shaking, like, oh please God, like don't whatever. And then he instantly like grabs my like hand like all aggressively, like moves it up on his shoulder. Like I should have been doing that the entire, which I should have. I don't know. Like, okay, he's a little shorter than me than I thought, you know what I mean? So like I'm telling you, people, it was awkward. Okay, so give me a break, please. Okay, so I have my arm around. So he puts his arm like on his, you know, shoulder or whatever, blah blah. And I'm like sitting there thinking like, oh my God, like, you know, oh my God, like please don't be mad. And then we instantly get done taking the picture, and he looks right at me. He goes, hey man, I don't play that shit. And I'm like, oh my God, like my life instantly started spiraling out of control. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Like, this is like, you know what I mean? So I was like, this is like the worst moment of my life. I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. Like, I love you so much. Like me and my brother used to like grow up watching you. And like, you know, we used to fight over who could be you on the video game. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, my grandma who passed away, she loved watching you too. Like, and by the way, my coach is calling. Have a nice day. And yeah, it was horrible. Are you happy?
That was fantastic. Warren,
Marcus is crying over here.
that was fantastic.
Listen, it was an accident. The whole scene was an accident. It was a mistake. Luckily, thank God, I saw him like a month later or so, and I'm like, you know, really scared at this point because like all of a sudden I see like this crowd forming, and I'm like, what's going on here? Because I didn't know he was gonna be at the show. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, what's everybody doing? And then all of a sudden I like go out there like peek or whatever, and then like I see like through the sea of people or whatever like his character, and I'm like, oh my God. Like I instantly start shaking. I'm like, oh my God. And like I try to go, and then sure enough, one of the vets, I think you know who it is, Marcus. One of the vets decided to stop me, aka my trainer, decided to stop me and at the door and told me, he said, where are you going? I'm like, well, I'm just going inside. We you know, nothing to worry about. And he literally goes, he's like, oh, you're going to talk to him. I'm like, oh, no. So freaking I go and I'm like, of course I'm like being pushed through all these people. So I'm like, great, he's even more mad at me that I'm just cutting through this line. And so like he's like talking to all these people or whatever. He like finally we get to like the front of it or whatever. And like he's like talking to all these people, he's like doing, and then like he like notices me and like does like a double take. He's like, oh my God. And like does like one of those things like, he's like, is this the guy? Is this the guy? And like he like goes to like punch me or whatever. And luckily, thank God, he laughed it off and everything's cool, and he gave me a big hug and everything's fine now. But yes, technically I may or may not accidentally sexually assault him on accident. What can you do?
Okay, Warren, I don't know how you're going to follow that up, but
I can't, and that's why I always leave this one for last in every show because it's like a palate cleanser in a way. Which would you consider yourself, a degenerate or NWO?
Suck it.
All right.
well, after hearing that story, it'd have to be degenerate.
Would you just not shove it and not suck it?
Okay.
Yeah, it was a nightmare to say the least.
If you started your own wrestling company tomorrow, who would be the first 3 people you would hire?
Congo Kong, so I could I would love that, just so I could hurt him. I just want any excuse I get to hurt Congo Kong, I'm taking it because I hate him. And I can hire anybody, or
Yes.
just on the indie scene.
You can hire anybody you want.
Stone Cold, and then John Cena.
And Chris?
All right. What I do for my last question is give you the opportunity to let all the fans know where they can find you. Promote yourself, your social media, wherever, your merch, anything you have.
That's right. Well, I got news for you. You can find me on every social media platform. You know, I'm at Nelson Edwin. That's Edwin, not Edward. It's Edwin, you idiot. Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle the Fifth. Okay? So I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter X, whatever it's called. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok. I mean, am I missing anything else?
Nope.
Now,
Doesn't sound like it.
I will say I am guilty. Was it near the end of last year? I was ring announcing NGW, and I did mispronounce your name, and you made sure to immediately correct me in the ring. So thank you, sir.
Well, you're welcome, and I got news for you. You ever do that again, you know what will happen to you. You know what will happen.
Smack. Yep.
And I'm talking that's for your mother's behind. You understand?
I got muted again. My bad.
Okay. I don't know about the other guys. I don't know if I can speak for them, but I've got a new favorite guest of all time.
Yeah, he got it.
You are
That story so far.
you was freaking fantastic, man.
Well, I appreciate you boys. You guys weren't a bad time either. So I want to let the audience know that yes, these guys, they can have questionable decisions sometimes, but ultimately they're going to learn, if they haven't already, to 1, give me the respect I deserve. That's number 1. And 2, let all you know who the greatest professional wrestler of all time is. Marcus?
We gotta figure out how this works.
It's Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle the Fifth.
Well, I was a big fan before, but I'm even a bigger fan now.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. And trust me, there's a lot more where that came from.
I believe it.
We'll bring you back, trust me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it very much, boys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Oh, you cut him off. You're not gonna hear the end of it now.
Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
Son of a bitch.
All right.
And the sad thing is, I had the cliff notes to that story.
That
And I knew he would give me even 1/10 of what he was going to say on that story. He gave me a very brief, pass the test, left to know, and Lordy.
that was outstanding. And if anybody was offended by that, I could care less.
Right? Yeah. Get a life if you're offended. I'm sorry. I gotta agree with Doolittle. Get a life, dude. I mean, if you're offended by that, you're watching the wrong show. Let's just say that right now.
Yeah, definitely. All
That
right.
was
You got any final thoughts any final thoughts or anything else before we get out of here?
I'm pretty much speechless after that.
We'll have to bring him back on. I'm telling you.
Oh yes.
Give us a
Yeah.
year, take a year to recover. But hey,
All right. Please hit that.
We got the 4th coming up.
Subscribe button
So
on YouTube.
keep your fingers. Don't lose any fingers or hands or toes or eyeballs or anything like that. Have a safe and happy 4th, everyone, please.
Yes, most definitely.
We appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Monday.
absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.